house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. Been practicing this good. A little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Big Easy Bets podcast. I'm your host, Logan, and with me in the studio, Nick Von Brick.
Yo.
With us on the ones and twos, Joseph Ascani.
What is up?
This is episode 172, College Football Week 13, NFL Week 12. It is feast week. Thanksgiving is on Thursday, and I'm nervous. I'm wearing all black in the event that it is my funeral or your bookie's funeral. Somebody is going to die this weekend. How do you feel heading into a week that absolutely steamrolled us last year?
I've been cursed for a year now.
How do you figure? You went 16-3-1 less than a year ago.
Yeah, but last year, this week is what killed me.
Yes.
It's been one full year of me being cursed. I'm thinking it's over. And it's all because of what I did the night before Thanksgiving.
What did you do the night before Thanksgiving?
Went out.
Last year?
Yeah. Everyone goes out.
Yeah? What did you do?
Bad things, man.
You definitely have to elaborate.
It was out of character for me.
Well, let's hear it.
Nobody
made you bring it up.
Why did you open
No
this
one
can
made
of
you
worms?
bring it up.
I'm not going to go into details of what I remember.
All right, well, let's go into the details.
But, yeah, anyway, I woke up in my car in the middle of the night, freezing cold. I couldn't find my keys.
And then what happened?
The last thing I remember before that was I got in my car and I was like, yeah, I can't drive. But then I woke up, I was freezing cold. I couldn't find my keys. It smelled like shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Why did it smell like shit?
So I got out the car and I fucking stepped in a pile of shit.
Oh, shit.
So apparently I got so drunk that I had a shit and I just got out my car and shit next to the door.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I was parked outside Jeremy's apartment where Joseph lives, and I was like, man, I can't find my keys. They must be in Jeremy's truck. Well, I was fucking beating on Jeremy's door at like 4 a.m. the night before Thanksgiving, and he wasn't answering. I was freezing cold. I had to wake him up. He opens the door. He said, "You gonna wake everybody up?" I said, "Wake who up?"
So
yeah, and anyway, I went inside and I tracked shit all in his
oh yeah,
I do remember
all in
you
his
telling
house
us
because
that
I stepped
story.
in my own shit.
All right, so you went out, got essentially blackout drunk, made the good decision not to drive, shit yourself, tracked it into Jeremy's house, and then we proceeded to lose nearly every bet on Thanksgiving Day.
It was like 2-8 or something.
I think, yeah, it was
For that
really
weekend
bad.
in college football, it was bad.
So the good thing is, for those listening, hit subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. We might have got that week out of the way because we just did fucking horrible. Y'all did worse than me.
Yes.
I did the best, and I did bad. So hopefully we just got that out of the way. I've been getting kind of put through the ringer on social media and pretty much all forms of social media. A lot of people were not happy with the week that we had last week. They must think that we're happy with it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm losing all my money. I'm not happy. So not good. But hopefully we got that week out of the way, and we can kind of look ahead to what I plan to be a huge feast week. But I've thought the last 4 weeks were going to be great, and they have not been. This has been a tough season, without a doubt. A very unfortunate season with a lot of the bounces. But I'm hoping we turn the tides here. So, do you feel okay? You got that off your chest from like you've been holding on to that burden for a year?
Yeah. Well, my mom had to pick me up, and then I finally found my keys under my car. And she was like, yeah, you can't tell anybody about this.
What?
So I waited 1 year.
You can't tell anyone about this ever. We never speak of this day again. Yeah, so we got steamrolled last week. Before we get to the recap, we will go over a couple things that happened. But I made a video about it. Look, weeks like that have happened before. We sat right here. I think it was on week 0. It was either the futures look ahead when we were right around the corner to college football being back, or it was week 0. And I said, we will sit right here after just getting obliterated, having a horrible week. And when you don't, you'll take it 10 out of 10 times when football's not here. Fast forward to week 13, we're getting obliterated. It's exactly what I said. But we're going to exercise the demons, put it in the past, and we're going to move on. So, but I'm getting shots sent at me left and right by a bunch of fucking losers too. You want to tell us we did horrible? That's fine. I'll agree with you. But when you relentlessly post like over and over again, it's like, now you can go fuck yourself. Like, I don't know what you want. So there's a lot of fucking dweebs that like to fucking say shit behind the keyboard, and nobody would. I don't even go back and forth with it anymore. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'll fuck you up. Like, you're never going to see this person in real life. It could be somebody we know, but they'll never say shit. So I'm not even going to waste the energy on it. It's sports gambling. It's a gamble for a reason. And again, when we lose on this show, we're losing in real life. We're losing our fucking ass. So, but I'm one fucking home run week away from being out of the gutter. I'll tell you that right now. Joseph's still doing great in college football. You're doing well in NFL. And there's a lot more money to be made. The ship is going to get righted this week. Let's see. Speaking of the futures, we're doing not bad on since recapping our futures episode where we gave our season over under win totals. Not looking bad at all.
No, I was looking at it earlier today. Got a big payday coming after tomorrow and the next day's games.
Which ones?
Once the season ends.
I'm about to cash in on this week. I can cash in on Notre Dame, and I better cash in on Notre Dame because they're heavy favorites against Stanford, I believe. And that'll be the final. I have them over 8.5 wins. That'll be the final one. I also have, I think if Duke loses, I will cash under 6.5 for Duke. I will. Let's see. I'm looking at, they play Pitt, but without their quarterback. I don't think Riley Leonard's coming back.
No, he's not.
So that's one that I probably shouldn't have got, and we'll have to get fortunate because Pitt sucks, but still a very possible chance. Then I've got Central Michigan, which they dropped a couple games this year. Central Michigan over, I think it was 5.5. They're trying to get bowl eligible. I think they're 10-point underdogs this week. And then my biggest one, the one that's going to haunt me is Colorado under 3.5 wins. They're going to finish the season with 4 wins, and overtime win against Colorado State, going on the road, upsetting TCU week 1 as a 20-point dog. There was multiple games that Colorado was very fortunate to get, and they only won 4. So we're gonna miss that by 0.5 point. So that's brutal. That one hurts. A lot of people, once they won that first game, rebet their under win total when it went up a game. I'm wishing I would have done that in hindsight. If Jeff Sims could hold on to the fucking football, maybe Nebraska's able to handle. Maybe they're able to handle Colorado. College basketball, I have begun betting. I gave out my first play yesterday, so if you're looking for college basketball plays, subscribe to the YouTube page. I gave the first one out. It was Indiana minus 7.5. They were up 8 points, I believe, at halftime. No, I'm sorry. They were up 8 with the ball. Shot clock turned off. Turned it over 5 seconds to go. Bam, they rail a 3. Right before halftime. Nearly was the difference because we go to the free throw line. We hit a couple free throws to win exactly by 8. So it was a sweat. It signifies college basketball is indeed back. Nothing more so than a first game sweat straight down to the wire where you need the worst free throw shooter to hit free throws, and he does. But it feels good to be back. I love college basketball. It was a profitable year last year. We're going to try to do the same thing again. What else? Anything else before we get into the recap?
Zion Williamson, city boxing champ.
That was fake.
Was it?
You mentioned that. I thought you were kidding. That was not Zion Williamson.
Well, that was a big motherfucker.
Yes, that was not Zion. You mentioned that earlier when we were playing pool the other day.
Yeah, you didn't tell me it was fake.
I was thinking, because I was in the middle of shooting or something, and then I was like, I just carried on. But yeah, no, that was so clearly not Zion Williamson.
Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Michael Thomas is on IR again, which is unfortunate.
Is he done?
No, they don't think he's done for the year. But
I mean, is he done?
No, I don't think so.
Like
he's done
production-wise.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't think necessarily because
he just came off a year and a half.
I understand, but you go watch it. Go watch his routes run and the separation that he's able to get. That Derek Carr's just not getting him the football. There's plenty of times you can see where Derek Carr's looking to the right side of the field, and if he would look to the left, you can see the defensive back on the ground because Michael Thomas literally shook him to the ground and is wide open.
What was the injury this time? His knee?
Yeah, it's a knee. They're saying he's not done for the year. I don't know. It is what it is. The Saints aren't going to do much this year, but you can't lose on your bye week. So no Saints loss to recap this week. A lot of offensive coordinators getting fired. Matt Canada just got fired from Pittsburgh. Ken Dorsey was fired from Buffalo. If you go march on over to Atlanta and you lay an egg, maybe we see Pete Carmichael be hit the trifecta of offensive coordinators fired mid-season. So, but here's to hoping, I guess. Thanksgiving is Thursday. Do you have anything to be thankful for?
Not yet.
No? What about you?
Yeah, this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thankful for what I'm about to do this week. I got a crazy feeling. But take that for what it's worth. I've had a good feeling last couple weeks. So, all right, we will get into the recap. My week started out fantastic. Started out with 3 straight winners. And then we rallied off 5 straight losers. So, Pitt -2. Pretty much exactly as I said. They were going to have to lean on the run. Rodney Hammond was going to have a big game. The defense was going to play well. They did. Rodney Hammond did have a big game, so much so that he had a 70-yard touchdown to put us back in front and seal the deal for us. So Pitt -2 was a winner. He had over 130 rushing yards and a touchdown. We had the Colorado Wazoo over 63.5. This would have been a travesty if it didn't hit, and it nearly didn't. Washington State scored 42 points in the first half. Colorado scored 7. It took Colorado to score a final fourth quarter, the only touchdown of the fourth quarter. That was the difference. That's what put us over. It would have been – no, I'm sorry. I could be wrong about that. 70. No, yeah, correct. It was at 63, so the hook nearly killed us. Washington State beat the shit out of Colorado. Dion and Shador have waved the white flag. Shador got hurt, but he didn't really get hurt. He just knew they were about to get a fucking 50-piece dropped on him, and they weren't going to be able to keep up. So it is what it is. Colorado is not in a good spot. Penn State -20.5. Fortunate to get this one, I would say. The defense did their job. Aller got hurt. Another quarterback getting hurt. That nearly affected us. But the backup kind of came in and sparked the offense a little bit. Took a late touchdown to be up exactly 21. They handled the game, but there was just a couple missed opportunities midway through that was nearly the difference. Then we had the lock of the week. Me and Nick were both on it, Miami +1. This one was frustrating because Miami very much so was in this game. It took their 2 defensive backs colliding on their own. No pick play, no nothing. They just ran into each other. That was the game-winning touchdown. And then Miami gets the ball on the 4-yard line. You have 4 opportunities from the 4, and they don't get it. So extremely frustrating game. Don't collide into each other as defensive backs. Maybe fucking see where you're running. And we're looking at a different game there potentially. North Carolina +7. This embodies the year that I've had. North Carolina +7. They should have been up 21-0 in this game. They were up 7-0. They had a fumble inside the 15-yard line from Hampton, their running back. Then he broke a long one and was going in to score 1-yard line. Clemson DB makes an incredible play, punches the ball out the back of the end zone. So touchback goes to Clemson. North Carolina, it was a tough one. It really was. Drake May did have the ball 2 separate times with the drive to go down and get inside the number. Couldn't do it. So threw a pick on the last one, first play. You don't fumble out the back of the end zone for a touchback and then fumble inside the red zone for the second time. We're looking at a completely different story. UNC probably wins this game going up 21-0 to start. Utah State +3.5. The trending topic has been quarterbacks getting hurt. This was another one. Utah State goes up 10-0. Lagasse going in to score again to potentially make it 17-0, and Lagasse gets hurt. And then the floodgates fucking opened from there. Not only does he get hurt, I think it was either on the same play or the very next play they fumbled right around the goal line. And it was Boise State proceeded to score 31 points in the second quarter. Utah State didn't score another point. They lose 45-10 after going up 10-0. It was a one-play touchdown for Boise, one play for Utah State, sack fumble, one play touchdown for Boise. You got 14 points in 30 seconds. If Lagasse doesn't get hurt, that's a completely different game. It's a complete downgrade to the backup for Utah State. So, unfortunate luck again. Tennessee plus 10.5. They started this game off with a one-play, 70-yard touchdown run. Immediately, it went from Tennessee plus 10.5 to, okay, now we have Tennessee plus 17.5. It might as well have been a kickoff to Georgia with a 17.5-point spread for the Volunteers. Did not matter a bit. They got the fucking doors blown off. Georgia's the real deal. Tennessee's a fraud. It quickly became apparent after the first drive for Georgia. I was like, okay, we're dead. We're dead. They scored 38 it was 38-3 after that first touchdown. And then the worst play of the season. I do it every year. I've done 2 this year. But I always have at least one, a 20-plus point favorite to lose outright, and that was Auburn to my New Mexico State with Jerry Kill and Diego Pavia. Know him well. They did not fucking rest anybody. There was all the injuries just evaporated. And they go on a bye game, on a game where fucking Auburn paid them to come beat them. Paid them over $1 million to come march on in as a 23.5-point underdog and win the game handily. Hugh Freeze should be on the hot seat. I understand it's year 1. That's fucking inexcusable. So start off 3-0, go 3-5. Don't hit the lock. It's a bad week. Brings me to 43, 52, and 4, 6 and 7 in my locks of the week. You had 4 plays on the podcast, 5 if you count your Bricks Picks ad.
Yeah, Miami +1. You just didn't get quite enough from their defense, although it was a closely contested game. Utah +1. It was 28-0 Arizona to start the game, and that's that. Western Kentucky -12.5. Western Kentucky won the game by 5. Sam Houston put up a really good fight in this one. Arkansas -29.5. Arkansas won by 24.
They had a chance to cover it.
Yeah, they settled for 2 field goals in the fourth quarter, so that's that. And then Texas -7.5. The Bricks Picks play of the week. We cashed. Texas wins by 10.
Yep, that one got me out the gutter. I liked it when we talked about it. That's the thing. If I liked something and I didn't pull the trigger on it and y'all are on it, there's a good chance I'm adding it this week. I told y'all, which Joseph will recap yours in a second. I will go down with the ship. That's what I said in that video. I will not go quietly into the night. We are going to fucking send shots. We're going to take chances. And we're going to scratch and claw our way out of the gutter. Joseph, you had 3 plays.
Yeah, y'all might have to help me out with a recap because I was at a
That's
wedding
right, yeah.
the whole day, but I saw that Oregon State had a chance. I think they got the ball back with maybe 5 or 6 minutes left. Down by
they had
5.
it with the drive to go win the game.
Yeah.
I mean, they
And
only
got
lost
a
by
field
2.
goal. Yeah.
The defense played very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they held Penix in check in that game.
The difference was Washington's defense played very well too.
Yeah.
So that was impressive. But yeah, no, that wasn't a bad pick by any means.
And then the freaking Fighting Tigers, man. You got to know that you are 10-0 on the overs if you're Brian Kelly. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go punch it in. I think they got to stop on 4th down. I was hoping Georgia State would score. It was like the number they were at 70, I believe.
Yeah, it was very close.
And they got to stop. I was hoping Georgia State would score. I thought LSU might go shove it down our throat to get it, but we missed it by 2 points. And then for the lock, just terrible. Just freaking awful. Just like you, 23.5-point favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I think they lost outright.
They did.
I stopped watching.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so tough week, 0-3. Hoping to bounce back, though.
Yeah, I made money on the week because put a chunk on Texas. Everybody does it at some point in time, but we preach it. Don't get crazy when you're in the hole. I did. I bet a lot on Texas, and then I bet a lot on LSU with the points. And we talked about that one. I felt it just worried me. Would Georgia State be able to move the ball and score, which they did in the first quarter?
Yeah.
It was looking like it was going to be a game there for a second. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, they don't have the guys in the trenches. Those smaller schools do not have the guys to contend with SEC competition. So,
Yeah, they got shut out in the second half, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. So it was right there though.
Oh, that brings me to 27-20 overall, and now we're still all even because we lost our locks at 6 and 7.
So we will look ahead. This is a gigantic week, a huge week. Feast week is always big, which Feast week obviously is more college basketball. We are going to be giving out some college basketball plays. At least I am, but it's always big with football too. You got a lot of games on Friday. You got the Egg Bowl on Thursday. A lot of games on Saturday. So we will get into it. Does anybody have action midweek?
No.
Actually, it's just no. I'm sorry. There's not even midweek action. Just there are games about to kick off in about 8 minutes. But yeah, I'm not. Obviously, we didn't give anything out for that. The Egg Bowl. Are you on it?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Who's got a lean?
I'm going to take the under 55.5.
I'm on the under as well. But I am also on a side. I'm always side and total in the Egg Bowl.
Well, I'm on the over.
Not surprised. It was like,
Do you got any more? You want me to?
yeah,
go
I
on?
wouldn't be surprised if Mississippi State makes it a game after having like the worst season. But
It's interesting.
I don't know. 11 points. I'm not taking it. So I don't know. The interesting thing is like, what's Jackson's darts?
Dart. He's questionable. I can't find a exact. If I had to give you my best guess, he's going to play. I can't get you an exact report on it though. I don't know. I would lean towards he plays. I would plan for him to play. Even with him playing, I'm on Mississippi State plus 11.5. So what I have is the story of this game is going to be Ole Miss's offense versus Mississippi State's defense. Ole Miss is going for a 10-win season, possibly a New Year's Six bowl. State is just trying to get bowl eligible. The line opened at 14, since come down to 11.5. Mississippi State obviously fired Zach Arnett, responded with a win, albeit against Southern Miss. Mississippi State is not good, make no mistake. But they did just get back Will Rogers, starting quarterback, and starting running back Jaquavius Marks. Rogers has missed the last month. Plus, him getting a chance to knock some of the rust off was important. 1 win away from a bowl game. You fire the coach. Doesn't seem like too many people liked him. You can win it in spite of him if you have to. I've watched the Ole Miss offense go cold against Tulane. Alarmingly cold. Passing yards allowed. Ole Miss 58th. Mississippi State 48th. Rushing yards allowed. Ole Miss is 79th in the nation. Mississippi State is 45th. That's why we're going under 55.5. And I feel like if you're leaning State, you got to be leaning under and vice versa. Mississippi State's defense is going to have to show up here and kind of try to make this one a game. So I'm taking Mississippi State plus 11.5, under 55.5. Why are you on the over?
Well, can I give my breakdown?
Yep.
Because I'm thinking about switching now, not to the over.
You can do whatever you want because we stink. So
Okay.
whatever
Well,
we got to do to
'cause
get
all
winners.
I'm saying is because of what you just said is like how I pretty much have it. I have written down Mississippi State has not been good this year by any means, but I think this is a game we can see Will Rogers have some success against a below-average Ole Miss defense. He returned from injury last week, put together a decent performance, just like you said, albeit Southern Miss. I know this isn't the air raid offense anymore, but Ole Miss, they should be able to get up in this game, theoretically, and soften up the defense, allowing Mississippi State to score some points. On the other side, though, Ole Miss, why I was going with the over was saying they shouldn't have trouble scoring with, I'm hoping, Dart plays and Judkins leading the way. Mississippi State's looking for bowl eligibility with their 6th win. So I think they're going to come to play. I mean, this is a rivalry game. We all know that.
No, yeah, everybody's at this point. Everybody, especially this week, everybody's coming to play.
Yeah.
Nobody's not showing up. It's It's rivalry week. It's fucking. It's down to the end of the season. Whatever you want to call it. People are either showing up for bowl eligibility,
Yes.
tape for the transfer portal, win one for the fucking coach, whatever you want. But everybody's going to be.
I'm going to take Mississippi State.
Okay. I don't think Ole Miss's defense is that bad.
They're below average.
I think they're right about average because, like I said, rushing yards, defense, and passing yards, they're. Fuck, I just had it.
9th.
Yeah, rushing yards are not great, 79th, but passing yards 58th. They're middle of the pack. But it's a little skewed. I mean, they had to go up against LSU. We dropped 49 on them. They held Bama to 24. A decent, a better than normal Georgia Tech offense to 23. I don't know that. I don't think. Let me put it this way: I don't think Mississippi State's going to come in and fucking air raid their way to 35 points or anything crazy.
No, they're averaging 13.4 points per game in SEC play.
Yeah, not good.
No,
But
yeah,
also a little skewed though because they've been fucking trotting out Mike Wright, and he's been playing horrible.
yeah, he's not any good.
No. So with Will Rogers coming back, even though he played against LSU's defense, we know what they are.
Yeah, no, it was looking like LSU might shut Mississippi State out for a good part of that game.
So even with Rogers back, I think it's going to be a scrappy game. That's what I'm expecting. I think I can see. Let's put it this way: I can see a route where Ole Miss kicks the shit out of them. I'm leaning towards that not being the case. I wouldn't be like, whoa, where'd that come from though? So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. It's the Egg Bowl. Last year we were on Ole Miss, I believe. Mississippi State, big underdog, won the game. So, we'll see what happens. Move on to Friday. I got a few plays on Friday. How many total do you have for the week?
8.
8 total? Wow. Good, because this is a fucking week where we need to get our shit together. What do you got for Friday?
TCU at Oklahoma, 10.5 in favor of Oklahoma. Dylan Gabriel was knocked out of Saturday's game against BYU. Brent Venables said he's trending towards playing. TCU's 5-6, but they really aren't that bad when you look at the offense, number 33 in the nation in yards per play, number 69 in the nation in yards per play allowed, just below average. One of the things that made Oklahoma so good in the beginning of the year was Gabriel's ability as a runner, especially in that Texas game. With him a little bit banged up, I'm going to take TCU plus 10.5.
I am on them as well. Oklahoma nearly lost to BYU last week. A bad BYU team.
Yeah, they gave up nearly 500 yards of offense to BYU, who
It's not good.
I've been betting against BYU.
It took a 100-yard pick six for Oklahoma to pretty much seal this. So
TCU's also looking
bowl
to go
eligibility.
bowling.
And, yeah, Sonny Dykes said it's a big deal for him. So I'm going to take TCU as well, plus 10.5. Let's see. Yeah, what's his name? I mean, they just beat the shit out of Baylor. They played Texas close. I understand it wasn't with Ewers, but it's still Texas. Then you've got tough road loss to Texas Tech. Ever since getting killed by Kansas State, they've kind of been playing much better, I would say. Oklahoma's defense is looking fraudulent. So I'm going to take TCU plus 10.5 as well. Joseph, what's your first one for Friday?
I can't wait to hear what y'all think of this. Iowa at Nebraska. You probably know what I'm leaning already. I have never seen a total this low.
Yeah.
I'm going under. 26.5.
I almost just bet the over for the.
I know.
Just because of how low it is.
I scoop and score touchdown. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's so low.
It's so low.
Yeah, I'm not touching that. So
That's kind of my reason, though. I think it might scare some people away. But as we all know, it's obviously at this number for a reason. It's two good defenses. Iowa giving up 12 points a game. Nebraska giving up only 18. Iowa in 4 of their last 5 have gone under this number. I don't care who's at QB for Nebraska. They both suck, and Iowa always seems to feast on these lesser offenses. So I'm going to go with that low number.
what do you mean they both suck?
The QBs for Nebraska.
It's a third guy that he doesn't know about.
What do you mean?
Brock Purdy's brother.
Oh, yeah, I saw
on,
Chuba
man.
Purdy.
Yep.
Chuba?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Not better than Chuba Hubbard.
We'll see.
Chuba Hubbard could get in there and throw it better than him.
All right. I am going to take Tulane -3 against UTSA. At home, both undefeated in conference play. Tulane's going for an 11-win season. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to lay the points. I think I trust Michael Pratt more than I do Frank Harris. Frank Harris has kind of had a down year in the grand scheme of things. He's turned it around as of late, don't get me wrong. But he has put the ball up for grabs a little more than in previous years. Tulane looked like they finally started clicking and got it going a little bit after playing a couple close games with teams that they shouldn't have been down in the wire with. I'm going to lay the points here. That was another one we cashed. Tulane over 9.5 wins. That one cashed with ease. So, I'm going to lay the 3. I think we see Tulane get it done here. Are you on this?
No.
So, my next one. I confirmed 100%, and I placed it today. I don't know if you can still get it. Fuck. Must be exactly what I thought was going to fucking happen. I got New Mexico plus 8.5. That line's come down. So, let me see. Let me get an updated. Fuck me. Yeah, I got it 8.5 today, assuming that Lagasse was not going to play. And it's now 6.5. So I'll just fucking scrap it, I guess. I don't know. There's no way anybody would ever be able to get an 8.5. That's going to piss me off. I hope they lose. I hope I lose the bet. All right, fuck it. What else you got for Friday? That's going to, God damn it. I fucking knew it too. I thought about tweeting it out because the line was assuming like Lagasse was going to play. That motherfucker is not coming back. That's going to fucking piss me off. They're going to win the game. Go ahead.
Missouri minus 7.5 at Arkansas. Missouri is 12th in the nation in yards per play. Arkansas is 114th. Missouri struggles against the pass a little bit, but it's a fairly strong team against the run. Arkansas's pass offense ranks 102nd in the nation. This is a good matchup for Missouri. I'm going to lay 7.5 with Missouri.
Okay. All right. Joseph, do you have anything else for Friday?
No more Friday.
Penn State was 20-point favorites. Almost did it again. Not going to do it. It's up to 21 now. Not going to do it. I really thought about it, though. I am going to take Oregon with the points, though. Minus 13.5 against Oregon State. Oregon State just played probably one of their better games of the season against Washington, came up short. They don't have much to play for at this point. Oregon has everything in front of them. Oregon has a college football playoff berth potential. They have a Heisman potential for Bo Nix. I think we see Oregon come out with their foot on the gas quick, early, and keep it there. A lot of people are backing Oregon State. It is a lot of points. I think Oregon has the defense that they can put DJ Ogalele into a difficult position where he has to execute outside of his ability. I don't think we see it. I'm going to lay the points with the Ducks. I'm not even going to think about it. Minus 13.5. Are you on this?
No.
Do you have anything more for Friday?
No, not right now.
Trying to see. I don't think I do either. All right, we'll move ahead to Saturday. Let's talk about it because I have not placed my bet on this game. I figured we would kind of break it down. I have a strong lean. I have a strong lean. Arguably the biggest, Ohio State and Michigan. Would you say that this is the biggest regular season college football game of all time?
I don't know. I wouldn't say that.
Do you have another one on the top of your head that you would say
There's
is
a
bigger?
bunch of big ones. I mean, I guess this late in the season, maybe.
Regular season, with everything that's riding on this game, one of the most notable coaches in college football, at least currently, two of the most high-profile programs, possibly the biggest cheating scandal that we've ever seen coming out. More and more is coming out. Coaches are getting fired. And it's all centered around this rival with the conspiracies that it's coming from Ryan Day's camp, that they're putting all this out. I would say that this is – I couldn't tell you a bigger regular season.
Yeah, I mean, you had 2011, LSU at Alabama. LSU won that game. They then met again in the national championship.
Well, yes, but you're looking ahead. You're getting.
I mean, I was.
But there wasn't
one versus two.
No, yeah, definitely. But when you throw in the implications of everything going on, the legal.
There's never been one like this week. I feel like where it's two undefeated teams like this.
Yeah.
This last week of the season type game.
Yeah, and this is one of the biggest. This is a top 3 rivalry in college football. But yeah, when you throw in the scandal is what's fueling the flames of this matchup, though. And it's like this is one of those like we don't know what's going to happen, but they got to fucking play. This is why sports are so great. They have to show up and play this game. We're going to find out who's the best. There's question marks on both sides. Which way are you leaning?
Yeah, I'm taking Michigan -3, -115 on ESPN Bet.
Why'd you throw in minus 115?
Because that's the only place they have it right now.
I do. Are you sure? Oh, yeah. Okay. I was going to say, I see a 3. I thought I saw. This is the first 3 that I've seen today. And that's the side I'm strongly leaning. So let's just go over. I figured we would. Yeah, no, there's another 3. There's a couple other 3s popping up. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're correct. So there are, I have worries on both sides. So let me just get to what I wrote down about it. Have you seen anything about the offensive tackles for Michigan?
No.
Because they're questionable to play. So I can't find a concrete answer. If they're able to go, they're going to go in this matchup. The first thing I wrote down was, can I get a 3? This opened at 5.5. We talked about it earlier. 5.5, I'd take Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I would certainly take Ohio State. That was clearly a bad number and got bet down immediately. I'm leaning towards the fact that McCarthy's mobility, which he got banged up too, McCarthy's mobility, I think, can be the difference in this one, especially if they have a banged-up offensive line. Whereas McCord is, I understand he can run here and there a little bit. He's the less mobile of the two. But Corum, Edwards, and then you throw in McCarthy's ability to move. Penn State's got a quality defense, one of the better defenses in college football, and we saw Michigan march down the field without throwing a pass and put the game away without throwing a pass. Both of them have the bulletin board material. Both of them have they're both centered around the controversy going on. It does worry me that Harbaugh's not on the sidelines. It worries me that they had to fire their linebackers coach. But I don't think I can take Ohio State. I think McCord is just a guy, in my opinion. He's not going to be somebody notable in this rivalry long term. He's not going to be somebody that we look back on like, wow, you remember when fucking Kyle McCord lit up Michigan? He's more of just a guy. He's more of a non-factor in the grand scheme of things, in my opinion. What are your reasonings for leaning Michigan?
I'm also on the under 46.5.
I would certainly lean that way as well.
Ohio State's defense, number 1 in the nation in yards per play allowed. Last year, Michigan ran for 252 yards, but a little deceiving because for the most part of that game, Ohio State's defense held Michigan's rushing attack in check. It was 7 minutes left in the game. Donovan Edwards runs for 75-yard touchdown. The next drive, Michigan gets the ball. Donovan Edwards runs for an 85-yard touchdown, so over 160 yards come in the second half of the fourth quarter. You look at Michigan's touchdown drives in total. The first touchdown was a 69-yard touchdown pass. The second touchdown was a 75-yard touchdown pass. The third touchdown was a 45-yard touchdown pass. They had one drive that was 15 plays, 81 yards, resulting in a 3-yard touchdown run. And then, like I said, the last 2 touchdowns, a 75-yard touchdown run, an 80-yard touchdown run. So big-time explosive plays from the Michigan offense last year. Ohio State's defense is even better than it was last year. It's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be cold. Is there a chance for snow?
God, I hope so. I don't know. Give me a second. Keep going.
Yeah, that's what I have. Michigan's defense, number 4 in the nation in yards per play allowed, number 7 in rush defense. They have the top-ranked pass defense in the nation. I just see both of these offenses kind of struggling to move the ball. If any one of them has a little bit of success, though, I think it is Michigan. This coming down to 3 now, I have to take Michigan.
Yeah, that's essentially what it boils down to for me. Like we talked about, when it opened at, I see, doesn't look like there will be, well, nighttime there's a possibility. It'll be cold enough at night, but there's very little precipitation in the forecast. So no, I wouldn't bank on snow. You never know. Maybe it gets moved up. We're a few days out, obviously. We talked about it. It opened at 5.5. That was a bad number. That was an Ohio State number for sure. I can't even believe it opened at that, to be honest. And if we did this show earlier, that's the side I would be on. But it's pretty razor thin for me. At 3.5, I would maybe stay away. But if At a flat 3, I'm going to take Michigan. The place is going to be going crazy. You got to have it. You tilt the scale towards the Wolverines for being at home. Again, Kyle McCord, they should have lost to Notre Dame. Let's be honest. They should have lost the game. I don't think that he's going to do enough. You have to be able to you have to be able to really excel in these matchups to be the difference maker. J.J. McCarthy's done pretty well, if I remember correctly. In these matchups, they've won the last 2. Yeah, I think it's Michigan. At this number, it's Michigan or nothing. So I'm laying the points with the Wolverines. I would lean under as well. There's nothing that show Eichenberg's been out the last 2 games. If he's out again, that's a big deal. He's their best linebacker. It seems like every time, the last 2 times they've played, they've worn him down and then hit him big. So you've got Corum, you've got Edwards, you've got McCarthy who's mobile. I think we see Michigan make a couple more plays going down the stretch and pull away in this one. But it's going to be an incredible fucking game. I'm so ready for this game. It's one of the more anticipated games in a while with everything surrounding it. So are you on it, Joseph?
Yeah, it's my lock, though.
Ohio State. All right. Yeah, so me and Nick will be laying the 3 with the Wolverines. All right, let's see. A lock. That is crazy. Let's see. All right, another 11 o'clock kick. I'm going to lay the 10.5 with LSU. Again, Jaden Daniels is on Heisman watch. They're going to try to put some points up on the board for him. Texas A&M is looking like they're going to be on the 3rd-string quarterback. Max Johnson's been out. Is he out again? There's question marks around that. Whether they are or they're not, I'm still going to take LSU. There's a receiver or maybe even 2 that are not going to be traveling with the team because they plan on entering the portal. I think we see a lot of that. Jimbo's out. A lot of these players were recruited by Jimbo. Nobody wants to go and get hurt in the final game of the season when they don't plan on being there next year. So interim head coach, I don't think that this is going to be a rejoiceful fucking interim head coach comes in and wins the game on the road against a ranked LSU. I don't see it. I think LSU runs it up here. They're going to want to put numbers up on the board for Daniels, try to solidify the Heisman spot. Edgerrin Cooper, the starting linebacker, he's actually from Covington. I saw him post, and this is terrible. I'm only saying it because for the sake of betting. He had someone close to him pass away. Take that for what it's worth, too. Linebacker, very good player. He's got other shit that he's dealing with outside of football. So I'm going to lay the points with LSU. That sounds bad, that's like fueling my fucking feeling for hammer the fucking shit out of LSU. I just saw it today, so I was like, oh, shit. But yeah, I'm taking LSU, minus 10.5. I'm going to lay the points. Are you on this?
No.
Okay. What's your next one for Saturday?
Washington State at Washington. Washington 16.5-point favorites. Washington's defense ranks 60th in the nation in yards per play allowed, but they have the 118th ranked passing defense. Washington State's offense has been kind of wishy-washy, but I'm kind of banking on them to give Washington a scare here. I'm going to take Washington State plus 16.5.
You gave me a scare there. I'm on Washington State as well. I'm trying to see if we can get a 17. What time do they play?
I don't know.
Already?
I forgot to write it down. Only game I didn't.
I would assume late, but I don't know why I'm not seeing it.
Probably a 2:30 game.
You think? I'm on Washington State as well. I just want to see if we can get a 17. No, it doesn't look like it. I see it. Yeah, I'll take them plus 16.5. Cam Ward's the reason they're losing, it's not because of Cam Ward. Cam Ward's playing great. They just laid a 50-piece on Colorado. He has weapons. They have quality running backs, Nakia Watson specifically. Washington's defense played really well last week. We watched them against USC play horrifically. Their defense is not good. Don't be fooled. This is like the Apple Cup or something that they play for. This is a big-time rivalry for them. We know nothing about it because we watch real football in the SEC. But for them up there, the liberals, they're going to be going crazy for this one. So I'm going to take Washington State, keep it close enough. We've seen Washington go down to the wire with teams that they shouldn't. Mm-hmm. This Washington State team beat Oregon State earlier this year. They fell off the map quick. But they have guys on the offensive side of the football. The question's going to be, can Washington's defense show up? I don't think so. Not enough. Not enough to cover 17. So I will take it as well. What is your next one, Joseph?
I'm going to go back to what you said. A&M and LSU, I'm taking the over again. 6.5.
Playing with fire.
Got to get it. Got to get it back.
Yeah, I don't know. If they're on a third-string quarterback, A&M's defense is still...
Oh, no, LSU, they'll score 64.
Okay.
And then 64-3.
We'll see.
That'd be something.
All right, what's your next one for Saturday?
Florida State -6.5 at Florida. Jordan Travis is out. Graham Mertz is out. Starting quarterback hurts Florida State way more, in my opinion. Florida's defense is total shit, though. 131st in the nation in yards per play allowed, so I wouldn't blame people for liking Florida State here. And they're good defense, 25th in the nation in yards per play allowed. But I'm going to go against the grain here a little bit. I'm going to bet on some magic from the Gators in the Swamp for their final game of the year. I'm going to take Florida +6.5.
I'm on it, too, for the same reasons. That's crazy. Yeah, it's the Hurt Bowl. Jordan Travis, that is fucking horrible. Yeah. That is horrible. Against a no-name like North Alabama, you get your leg snapped like a twig. And the season where you have national championship aspirations is gone on one play. But fuck them. We're going to take the Gators +6.5. Mertz is out too. Broke his collarbone. Both done for the year. It's the Hurt Bowl. Tate Rodemaker has been with the program for a little while. I still think if you're Billy Napier, it's kind of exactly what you said. The downgrade from Mertz to the backup is nowhere near as severe as Jordan Travis to Rodemaker. Mm-hmm. It is a tremendous drop-off. I understand Rodemaker's been there. I don't care. You can't lose. Also, too, not even that. You got to take into account the deflating, like, season's over. Even if they win the game, even if they run it, they're not going to win anything now. Jordan Travis was the catalyst on winning a national championship. So I will take the Gators as well. Billy Napier, rally the fucking troops. Let's end the season on a high note, because you started it off on the lowest note possible, having people wear the fucking wrong jerseys and shit, returning punts, getting 12 penalties against Utah to start the year. End it on a high note. It'll be good for recruiting the booster club. Maybe they won't fire your dumbass. Let me ask you this. If Florida State runs the table, are they in the college football playoff?
Yeah, I don't see how you could keep them out.
I agree. Should they?
But it would be a travesty.
Yes. That's where I'm at. So, it's travesty. It sucks that he's gone. Sorry. It is a travesty that he broke his leg like that. I wanted to see what Florida State could do. It's weird. They will get in if they win the next couple games and win the ACC championship, or win the next game and then the ACC championship. But I don't want them to go. It's gonna suck. You're gonna take out a Texas or an Alabama or somebody more deserving, which it's hard to say deserving, I guess, because they will have then won every game that they played. But you lost your starting quarterback. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen it before with Ohio State and Cardale Jones.
Yeah.
They were able to win the national championship, but
not this time.
Yeah.
That was a different day and age.
What'd y'all get it at?
6.5. Why do you see 7?
No, I'm on Florida State.
Okay.
I thought y'all said 6, so I was going to give it out at 6.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Like
Florida State.
Reason.
I have written down, I know this is risky with Travis being out for the season, and obviously I don't know much about. I thought it was Roadmaker. I didn't even know it was Rodemaker.
Pretty sure it's Rodemaker.
But Florida State, to me, has too many playmakers on both sides of the ball. I still think this backup QV, Rodemaker, should be able to control the offense with the skill players that they have. I don't see them folding in this one, like y'all just mentioned. The rest of the team and Norvell knows they can still make the college football playoff, even if they're obviously probably not going to win. I still think they're going to be fired up to win out and show everybody something here. And they should be able to dominate defensively as well, stop the run with ETN and Verse, get to the quarterback. So I'm going to go with Knowles.
Yeah, I mean, I think deep down they fucking know they got no shot. So, and they're going to be fired up. It's not like they're not going to come out and try, but deep down. It's like when fucking when Devin snapped his ankle, y'all knew y'all weren't winning flag football. So the morale,
Exactly like that.
the morale was gone at that point. But no, I mean, deep down, you think Keon Coleman's not like, what the fuck? I got this asshole throwing me the ball now. Like,
You know, when Travis went down last year against, I think it was Louisville, Rodemaker got us home. We bet on Florida State.
I remember it. Yes, I remember it very well. But this is a rivalry. Florida's one game away from being bowl eligible as well. But more so than that, I don't care if they had 2 wins or fucking 10 wins. You need to end the season on a high note. You don't have a better opportunity now than when one of the best players in the country has gone down. So you're getting Florida State when this was almost certainly going to be a loss, which if they were healthy, I could see Florida giving them a game and making it scrappy at home in a rivalry game. But now the fact that you get it without Jordan Travis, you got to take advantage of this opportunity. So I think Florida State will be the public side. I think Florida, who was running the ball all over the fucking place last week, I think they're going to have to do that again. I think we see them do it. So, but we'll see. That's going to be an interesting one to see how that plays out. I am going to take late game, 9:30. I'm going to take Cal plus 9.5 against UCLA. Chip Kelly was obviously on the hot seat last week. They beat USC. I don't think he's off the hot seat. USC sucks. Bad. It's kind of crazy. It's like malpractice from Lincoln Riley.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he's going to be on his way out the door following Caleb Williams to the NFL. I don't think he should. I don't think he's really that good of a coach. I think he's benefited off of having a shitload of really good quarterbacks back to back to back. What they're doing at USC is a fucking disaster. So I don't think that win for UCLA gets them off the hot seat. Cal has played better than I thought coming into the season. They're 1 win away from bowl eligibility as well. I think we can see them keep this one close. So I will take Cal plus 9.5. Then what else do you have? How many more total do you have?
I think I just have my lock left.
What about you?
I'm on that game and then one more.
You're on Cal?
I'm on UCLA minus 9.5.
Okay.
UCLA was great on defense last week against a high-powered USC offense, holding them to only 20 points and completely taking away the run game. It was non-existent. I see more of the same in this one against Cal. Cal's defense is also non-existent, similar to USC. They're ranking 112th in the country in total defense. They give up 35 points per game, 420 yards of offense per game, and 6 yards per play. I think the Bruins keep it going on defense. They slow down Cal's offense and dominate on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, we'll see. Is Ott is back. Okay. You're sleeping on Jaden Ott. Telling you. The dude's good.
Oh yeah, Cal's offense has been they put up a lot of points.
So all right, let's see.
And I just have one more before my lock.
I have I think that might be it for me. Just my lock. Yeah. All right, do your one more and then your lock.
This is probably my scariest one this week. I'm going to the Iron Bowl. I'm going to take Auburn plus 14.5.
There might be 15 available some places now.
Okay. Auburn plus 15. It's definitely going to be tough. Alabama looks extremely good, and everything points to taking Alabama, just dominating and blowing them out by 14.5 points at home. Just to me seems like a little bit too many in this, as we know, huge rivalry. The one thing that Auburn does pretty well is run the ball. They're ranking 21st in the country in rushing offense, averaging nearly 5 yards per carry and almost 200 yards per game. So I think you just need to lean on Jarquez Hunter to get the run game going, slow the game down a bit, open up the field to help Peyton Thorne make some plays, which I know in itself is a tall task, but it's just too many points at home with the hook. So I'm going to back Auburn in this one.
Yeah, I'm not on it. It's going to be more of was last week a look ahead to the Iron Bowl?
Right.
Because they got the fucking shit kicked out of them by Diego Pavia.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
So Alabama, but I don't know. I think last year this one was close too, and Auburn wasn't anything good. Wasn't it close?
It may have been.
I
Yeah.
think it was. I think Auburn came down to the wire. But
a lot of times this game is close.
Yeah.
Sort of like Auburn and Georgia this year. Like they stayed in that the entire game.
Would you be surprised if Alabama just beat the dog shit out of them, though?
Me?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, see, that's
Alabama's. They're rolling right now. That's
where
why
it worries me, and
Yeah.
it's more of the defensive side of things. Is Auburn? How is Auburn going to be able to score? I guess so, but that's why they play the game. We'll find out. You have just your lock?
Yeah.
Alrighty, our most important bets of the week this week, more than ever.
It's a lock, Kramer. You've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. But it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need. Come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today. Cause I ain't got time to fuck around no more.
All right, for my lock of the week, on a get out of the gutter week, I'm going to Nebraska -1 against Iowa, the lowest total in the history of college football. Nebraska's been 1 win away from bowl eligibility the last 3 weeks. 20-17 lost to Michigan State, 13-10 they lost to Maryland, and a brutal overtime loss to Wisconsin. Now's the time Matt Rule's going to get the Cornhuskers bowl eligible. 1-point favorites against an offense that has been decimated. Eric All's out. McNamara's out on the defense. Cooper DeJean's out. They have nobody left. Points will be hard to come by. You might see 10 points in this game, but they're all 10 going to be scored by Nebraska. Give me the Cornhuskers -1. Matt Rule's going to have the Huskers going bowling. What's your lock of the week?
Wisconsin -2 at Minnesota. Minnesota, a team once known for good defense and running the ball. Defensively, they rank 90th in the nation in yards per play allowed. They have the 69th ranked rushing attack. Overall, the Gophers' offense ranks 113th in the nation in yards per play. Wisconsin, they've had their struggles this season, but the defense still ranks 22nd in the nation in yards per play allowed. I'm going to take Wisconsin -2.
It's like the same game, just different. It's fucking the same horrible, good defense, bad offense. Just fucking pray for a scoop and score a touchdown. Joseph, what is your lock of the week?
For my lock, we already touched on it. Ohio State at Michigan. I'm also going to be on the under with you, Nick, at 46.5. These are, like we said already, these are two top 5 defenses. Both teams giving up only 4 yards per play and 250 yards or less of offense per game. Michigan has a very good rushing attack, but Ohio State has also been good against the run, giving up only 3 yards per carry. To me, this is just kind of similar. Another one of those defensive games to what we saw both teams when they played Penn State. So, yeah, I'm going to lean under 46.5 here.
Okay. All righty. It's a very important week. To recap, in the Egg Bowl, give me Mississippi State +11.5, the under 55.5. TCU +10.5. Oregon -13.5. New Mexico, nope, I can't fucking take New Mexico +8.5. I'm on New Mexico +8.5. If we've done this fucking podcast one day earlier, it would be on my card. Tulane -3. Ohio State, Michigan, I'm taking Michigan -3. LSU -10.5. Cal +9.5. Florida +6.5. Wazoo +16.5. And my lock of the week, the Cornhuskers, Nebraska -1.
I'm going Ole Miss, Mississippi State, under 55.5. We're going to take TCU +10.5. Missouri -7.5. Ohio State, Michigan, under 46.5. We're going to take Michigan -3. Washington State +16.5. Florida +6.5. And we're going to take Wisconsin -2 for the lock of the week.
Ole Miss at Mississippi State. I'm going State +11.5. Iowa, Nebraska. I'm going under 26.5. A&M, LSU. I'm going over 66.5. Alabama at Auburn. Auburn +15. Florida State at Florida. I'm gonna back the Seminoles -6.5. Cal at UCLA. I'm gonna take UCLA -9.5. And for my lock of the week, I'm going under 46.5. Ohio State, Michigan.
All right, there you go. That is our best bets of the week for college football, week 13, rivalry week. We need it now more than ever. We will recap last week's NFL and then get into our best bets. We do every Thanksgiving game. If it's NFL on Thursday, we're going to have a play on it. So, all right. Very on brand with what happened for me in college football. But Bengals +4 Thursday night. Joe Burrow gets hurt. Got hurt the week before, and they just decided not to tell anybody. NFL's investigating, which means nothing. But they're going to have to figure something out here because there's a lot of money being put on these games. We need to have an honest injury report, or else we wouldn't have been on the Bengals. So that was a loser. Dolphins -12. Tua stinks. They turn the ball over a lot, way too many times. They win by 7, I think. They had opportunities to go down and cover the number. Couldn't get it done. Broncos -2 on Sunday night. This one was annoying. It sums up the season. It's the season I've had. I have not had one 2-point conversion when I needed them to get it. Have not had one go my way. This was another case. They could have kicked the extra point to go up 2, but obviously they wouldn't ever do that, so they went for 2 to make it a 3-point game and didn't get it. It was a horrible play. Little weird toss to Javonte Williams that got blown up 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So that was frustrating. That's the margin. It's a razor-thin margin from having a positive week and not. But that was the 3 losses. The 2 wins, Monday night, Eagles +3. Me and Nick were both on it. A much-needed win to close out the week from hell. This was a good way to close it. To be honest, I wanted to bet more. So I had 3, wanted to bet more on it because that's what you're supposed to do when you lose all your money. Couldn't get a 3, could only get a 2.5. Couldn't even buy the half point. They were asking -130 for the half point. Put it on the money line. So +125. Thank you, Valdez-Scantling, for dropping a deep ball.
Yeah.
Jaguars -6.5 was my lock. They win by 20. It was about time. I was long overdue for a Jaguars win. So a good lock win there. The easiest win I've had this season. Not this season, sorry, this past week. 2 and 3 brings me to 25 and 31, 5 and 6 of my locks of the week. You had 3 plays.
Yeah, Bengals. Joe Burrow goes out early in this one. Browns -4. Second lock I've lost because of Deshaun Watson not playing football.
Your favorite player?
Yeah. And then we had the Eagles. The Eagles +3 on Monday night. The Eagles won outright.
Both your losses were because the starting quarterback did not play.
Yep.
So that stinks.
Well, I'm 6 and 5. If Watson just would let me know, I'd have a chance to win more locks.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Yeah.
Two of my losses come from him not playing.
I'm pretty sure I was on the other team on one that he didn't play. And no, I could be thinking of something wrong. I don't fucking know. I'll lose every game. What'd you do last week, Joseph?
Yeah, just a bad Thursday for us. I was on the under 46.5 for the Bengals and Ravens. And then Nick and I were both on the Browns -4. Deshaun Watson screwed us. And then I got one of my 2 picks in Seahawks at Rams +1, although I got a bit lucky there with them missing the field goal to win the game. That is the Seahawks, and the over 46 was a loss as well. So I went 1 and 3, which brings me to 17 and 27 and 3 and 8 in my locks.
Y'all were both 1 game away from going over on the podcast. Would have been the first time ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been going off. You didn't hear that?
You're talking
I was
about
sitting right next to you. You didn't know that
you're
was
talking
ringing?
about just in the NFL?
Did you win one in college?
No. I
No,
would have
I'm
been
talking
over
both.
in both.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not talking just yeah,
That's
no.
in the NFL.
I'm talking both sides. Which granted he gave out Texas, but
Yeah, that's the only reason I was thinking that.
but on the podcast, we almost just had the worst week we've ever had. I mean, it probably was the worst
up
week
there.
we've ever had. But there's only one way to go when you went all the way down to the bottom. So, do the Chiefs have a problem on offense?
I don't know. It was wet out there.
Yeah.
In reality, if Valdez-Scantling could catch a ball, they win the game. So, more than likely, unless
But Watson, dude,
there was a lot of drops.
the white Watson.
Yeah.
Like you got to catch those. I mean, it doesn't matter how good or bad you are.
He fucked up on the
You're in
punt,
the
on
NFL.
punt coverage, too. He was
Yeah.
right there, and he let it go in. That was huge. That was huge. That was right after he dropped it, too. The Chiefs do. I've said it over and over. They have a problem on offense. If Valdez-Scantling is the guy who we're trying to hit the home runs to, good fucking luck. That was horrible. He's got to catch that. And then And then Mahomes knew the media would eat it up if he was like, I'm going to take the blame for throwing that fucking dime. He's like, I could have put it a little bit shorter. What, you could have put it from here to here? Like, what are we talking about? Mahomes gets up there.
Scantling's a clown, man.
Yeah.
He's like turning himself around.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
It's like he's the worst receiver in football.
I mean, I couldn't tell you a worse one off the top of my head, but
he shouldn't be on a team.
No, yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. But I guarantee you, Mahomes is media trained that he knew. They told him, like, look, we know Scantling's a sack of shit. Get up there and say that you could have been better. You threw a fucking 65-yard dime on a rope that he dropped directly in his hands. Get up there and tell him it was your fault.
Yeah, even the fourth down hits Watson in the hands.
No, I know. That was awesome. That was awesome. When Valdez Scantling dropped that, I was like, okay, you don't win after that. That's your chance to win. The margin of error is so thin. When he dropped that, I was like, done deal. We're going to win. And they did. So Jalen Hurts played like shit, and he's now the MVP frontrunner.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. But he can run in 1-yard touchdowns. What else? What else is going on in the league before we just get into cards? Anything?
I don't know.
No, not really.
Yeah, not much.
Yeah.
Alrighty. All right, let's get into it. Starting with Thanksgiving Day, you got 3 games. Packers-Lions starting it off. Then you got Commanders-Cowboys. Then you got Niners-Seahawks. There's 3 divisional matchups?
Yep.
Interesting. All right, Packers and Lions. Which way you going?
I'm going to take Packers plus 7.5.
I'm on the Lions. I don't like the hook, obviously. I think that being back at home indoors, which they just played Chicago at home indoors, so that kind of takes that out of the equation. But since they got the shit kicked out of them by Baltimore, they have not looked great. I think this is a time for them to kind of right the ship, I guess, and kind of get back on track, looking like the team that – they are 8-2, 4-1 at home. So they're having a great year in the grand scheme of things. I think this is the time that they need to come out and handle business in a divisional matchup and kind of smack around Green Bay and get back on track with what we saw them doing earlier in the year. I don't love it, though. I wouldn't be on it if it wasn't Thanksgiving. I just don't think I can bring myself to take Jordan Love in the Packers. So, Aaron Jones is out. So, I don't think that Jair Alexander is going to be able to stop St. Brown. First matchup, we were on the Lions, actually, on the road. They won 34-20. We were both on it. You want to reconsider?
No, I just think 7.5. That's too many points.
It is a lot of points.
Now, the Packers, the defense is the rush defense is bad. So
yeah,
maybe the line just run it all over them. But
well, I'm hoping the defensive line is going to be able to get to Jordan Love, and I think having Aaron Jones out of the equation as the check down guy is a problem. Which he's not listed on this injury report. I'm 99% certain he's not playing, right?
I've seen, at least from fantasy, they have him listed as questionable, and A.J. Dillon's points are projected up.
Yeah, I don't think – I'm pretty certain he's not playing. All right, what side are you leaning?
I'm on the under 46.5. I kind of agree with what you're saying here. They're back at home. I think they could get back on track in this one because they haven't really looked too great, obviously, with Baltimore. And then last week they didn't really look too great. Goff, I don't see him doing what he did against Chicago with both. The 2 opening drives they had, 2 picks, and then he had a third one. But I think it's the defense in this one for the Lions. I think they can get back on track at home, and they can make life difficult on Love in this one.
Yeah. Okay. Aaron Jones is week to week not expected to play. Their injury report is a fucking mile long.
Jair is playing?
He's been a limited participant, yes. But he's got a hurt shoulder. They've got on their injury report Jair Alexander, Corey Ballantyne, Devondre Campbell, Kenny Clark, Josiah DeGuara, A.J. Dillon, Rudy Ford, Rashawn Gary, Elton Jenkins, who nobody knows, Aaron Jones, Luke Musgraves out, Kason Nixon, Jaden Reed, Darnell Savage, Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks, and Emmanuel Wilson. They got a lot of people. Aaron Jones is out. Musgrave's out. Dontavian Wicks is out. A.J. Dillon, Jaden Reed are banged up. Rashawn Gary was a full participant. He's one of the 3 people who were full participants. So he'll go and say if he's even remotely not going to be in, that'll be a problem. Detroit's got to lean on the run. I think Jair Alexander's a good corner, but I don't think that he is like as advertised. I don't think he's going to shut down Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think the Lions have found the ability to use Jahmyr Gibbs how they're supposed to, even with David Montgomery being back. So we could see them pound away here against a fairly injured Green Bay Packers team. But again, 7.5 is a lot, and they haven't looked great the last 4 weeks since they got killed by Baltimore. They've won the last 3, but they've all been close. All right, we'll go to the second one. Cowboys and Commanders. Which way are you leaning?
I'm going to lay him with the Cowboys.
I am as well. And
I am as well.
okay, so we got a consensus. I remember this very well last year. I think they played the Giants last year. It was either Thanksgiving or Christmas. I think it was Thanksgiving. And this was one of those typical situations where Cowboys are, I don't remember what the number was, but it was more than a touchdown. And they were covering, but the Giants had the ball 2 minutes to go. And I was like, fuck, they missed a field goal. They missed a field goal that would have secured it. And everybody, the whole family was like, what do you mean? You're good. Look at it. You're good. I'm like, I'm not fucking good. Mm-hmm. I said, I lose now. They had to go 85 yards. I'm like, I fucking lose. And they marched down. 4th down, converted.
This is the 3rd week in a row that the Cowboys are double-digit favorites.
Yeah.
Giants, Panthers, and now Commanders. They're playing really good right now.
Yeah, well, I hopped off of them when they lost to Philly, and Dak Prescott stepped out of bounds. So, yeah, I mean, they just trounced this Giants team that just beat the Commanders last week by multiple scores. So, Sam Howell, 12 interceptions. So, put a couple of those up for grabs. Cowboys need to come out and handle fucking business. Just run up the score on them. And it's a divisional matchup. You got to get to 8-3. They haven't lost at home. Commanders are 3-3 on the road.
Deron Bland's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to lay it. Sounds like we're all laying it with the Cowboys -11.
Yep.
Sunday night.
-10.5.
How
about y'all?
I don't know.
You got 11? What'd you get?
10.5.
Okay, -10.5. Niners, Seahawks. Seahawks are at home. Niners are 6.5-point favorites. Over under 43.5. The final game on Thursday night. Who feels good?
I'm gonna make this one my lock.
Interesting. All right, I'm gonna lay it with the Niners. Geno got banged up. He did come back in for the final drive. I don't love it. It's a tough place to go play. Witherspoon, a couple other guys on that Seahawks defense are not playing bad at all, but Purdy looked really, really good last week. I don't know how much success Geno's going to have against the Niners defense, especially if he's a little banged up. So I'll lay the 6.5 with the Niners on the road. What about you, Joseph?
That's where I'm at.
Okay.
Kind of thinking the same way. I don't love it, but I would I'm not comfortable taking Seattle with Geno being banged up, and like you talked about, Purdy looked great last week. Their defense still is what it is, even on the road.
Yeah.
I got to take them.
Okay.
6.5.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. It came down. It was 7 at least.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. How many you have? Just your lock left?
No, I have at least one. I might add another one.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, shit.
What?
Saints at Falcons. I'm gonna take the Saints +1.
I can't do it.
I just think the Falcons are worse than us.
Yeah,
they're going
bad.
back to Ritter.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're bad.
And Carr's technically, I guess, still in concussion protocol, so we'll see what happens with that. But we talked about it last episode. We don't think that there's a huge drop off between him and Jameis in terms of production, but yeah, I'm gonna take a point here.
Okay. On paper, yeah, they should smash it, but I don't know. There's been plenty of, I don't think I've covered with the Saints once this year. There's been plenty of games where
Yeah, I pushed one.
there's been plenty of games where it's like they should smash them here. This is a spot. Texans should have smashed them. Fucking Vikings with Dobbs should have smashed them. I just can't do it anymore. I'm out. We'll see what happens though. They should handle it. Derek Carr, fucking 10 games into the season, he's got 10 goddamn touchdowns. 10 fucking touchdowns. Paid him $150 million. What's that per touchdown? All right, I have one more than my lock. I'm going to take the Ravens -3.5. Going to go back to them. I think that the Chargers suck, and it's weird how bad they suck. I'm going to lay the 3.5 with the Ravens. They're 4-1 on the road. Chargers are 2-3 at home. There's no such thing as a home field advantage in LA. I think we could see Staley fired midseason. The fact that they're 4-6 with this roster is a problem. Justin Herbert is a top tier talent, but he's going to have to be in the perfect situation, perfect play calling, all of that to actually be able to win a Super Bowl. I said when they drafted him, he'll be Phillip Rivers. He's going to be a good player. He's surrounded by weapons, though. It's not so much the offense's problem. If Quentin Johnson could catch, maybe they win last week. We're having a different story here, but I do think the Chargers are bad. So Ravens have been good on the road. Keaton Mitchell, I think his first name's Keaton. He's kind of come on and is a good compliment to Gus Edwards. Odell, I understand Andrews is potentially having a season in jeopardy. They're saying he can maybe come back from the postseason. I'm still going to lay with the Ravens here, -3.5.
Yeah, I'll take the Ravens as well.
You were thinking about it?
Yeah. The half point's a little bit worrisome just because. But look,
I'm gonna be honest with
the
you.
defense is too good for the Ravens. Number 1 in the league in yards per play allowed.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna be honest with you. It was 4. I had it at 4. Scratched it out. I was gonna lay it with 4. I think they handle this. And I understand you're going East Coast, West Coast, so that's not great. But I still think they handle this big time. Joseph, how many more do you have before you lock?
2 more into my lock.
Okay, you can go ahead with both of them.
Jags at Texans. I'm going to go over 47.5 here, even with it being a divisional matchup. Texans are rolling right now with Stroud. But the past 2 weeks, they've been able to establish a good running attack with Devin Singletary. He's gone for 150 and 112 yards in 2 straight weeks, helping kind of open it up downfield for Stroud. I'm impressed with their offensive line. Stroud looks poised in the pocket. He's got a lot of time. So I think they'll be able to put up points, even against a pretty formidable Jaguars defense. But the Jags on offense, they looked to have gotten it together last week. That was your lock, the 34-14 win over the Titans. Lawrence looked very good. I think both of these teams can keep it going this week and score some points in this one. So I'm going to go over 47.5 for that. And then Browns at Broncos. I'm going to go the other way, under 35.5. Browns right up there with the Ravens, one of the best defenses in the NFL. Denver has been much better in the past 4 weeks, and they're playing really good football right now, especially defensively. I think they can show up again this week against a rookie QB and DTR, so I'm going to go under 35.5 for this one.
All righty. All right. All we have left is our locks of the week.
It's a lock, Kramer. You've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now, but it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need. Come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today. Because I ain't got time to fuck around no more.
Yeah, I'm going with the 49ers, -6.5. So defense here. Number 6 in the league in yards per play allowed, number 5 in sacks over the last 3 games. Seattle, defensively, they're ranked 23rd in the nation in yards per game allowed. So I think the 49ers are the best team in football. I'm going to lay the 6.5.
All righty. I like it. For my lock of the week, I'm going to lay the 1 point with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Matt Canada is gone. You're going to see a rejuvenated, reinvigorated Steelers offense. The defense is good, and then you go to the other side. You've got subtraction plus subtraction. Canada's out, but so is Joe Burrow. And things are going to become a lot more difficult for the Cincinnati Bengals. You can basically take this season and throw it in the trash. T. Higgins has been battling injuries. Stop the run. Contain Joe Mixon, who looked good up until Burrow's injury. Contain Joe Mixon. It's going to be a really tough day for the Bengals offense. I think that the Bengals defense is still going to show up and make things a little difficult for the Steelers. Do I think it's going to just be this massive turnaround that Matt Canada is gone? No. But 1 point, I'll take the Steelers 6-4. Currently, they'd be in the playoffs. So they fired Canada for a reason. So it's going to put a spark into this team, at least in some capacity. They're currently in the playoff picture. The Bengals season is done. I'm taking the Steelers -1. You about to add it?
No.
Go ahead, do it.
No, I'm fucking writing something else.
All right, Joseph, what is your lock of the week?
I'm gonna go to the. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the lone game Friday. Dolphins at Jets.
Correct.
Do they always do that?
No,
on
they're doing
Thanksgiving
it this
week?
year, Black Friday game.
I thought that was different. Yeah, I'm gonna actually take a team total here. I'm gonna go Jets team total under 14.5. The Dolphins defense has been playing better as of late. Jalen Ramsey's back. He had 2 of their 3 picks against the Raiders last week. He looked really good. Those were some really good picks. I like them to keep that going in this one against a Jets offense that we know is they're just terrible. And they're transitioning to another quarterback. I don't even know his first name, Boyle. He came in last week after Zach Wilson got benched. One of the worst offenses, if not the absolute worst right now in the NFL. And the Dolphins defense getting it going. So I'm going to take the Jets team total under 14.5.
His name is Tim.
Tim Boyle.
Alrighty, there you go. That is our best bets. We will recap real quick. Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, give me the Lions -7.5, Cowboys -11, and the Niners -6.5. We're laying all the favorites. Ravens -3.5, and my lock of the week, the Pittsburgh Steelers -1.
I'm going Packers +7.5, Cowboys -10.5, the 49ers -6.5 for the lock of the week. We're going to take the Saints +1, and we're going to take the Ravens -3.5.
I'm going to go Lions Packers under 46.5, Cowboys -10.5, 49ers -6.5, Jags Texans over 47.5, Browns Broncos under 35.5, and for my lock of the week, Jets team total under 14.5.
There you go. That is our best bets of the week, college football and NFL. It has been a struggle these past couple weeks. Really, this year has been a down year in comparison to our typical standards. But that could all be the ship could be pointed in the right direction after 1 week. We can get out of the gutter. I will send shots for the remainder of this year. For those that are new to the podcast, we always pick every single bowl game. So bowl season is a big deal for us. There is still plenty of opportunities to turn the ship around. So do you have anything to say before we go?
Nope.
Do you?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Episode 172 is in the books. Yes, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you to everybody who takes time out of their day to listen to our show. Thank you to the fucking losers that message us every time we get a bet wrong. I promise on everything, this is going to be a good week, and I'm going to message all of you fucking losers right back and let you know that y'all can all go fuck yourselves. Y'all have a good one. Who dat?
The house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. I've been practicing this a little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.